What's going on? We back. Part two, how to build a YouTube channel. We talk about community guidelines and my rules for monetization. So we got a whole playlist for this, the YouTube Builder playlist. So we're gonna continue to add on to these, man, and do these at least once a week. I missed last week; it was just real hectic, man. But we back. So I'm gonna keep building on these, keep encouraging more brothers and sisters to start channels and give you the game before you start a channel, kind of let you know how the game goes about this. In the first episode, we just talked overview. It was just an overview of a little bit of the rules and community guidelines, just a la carte, just a little bit, you know what I'm saying? Just a separate. So, kind of get more into video editing and more of the gist of how to do your channel on the go, doing your channel mobile versus doing it on the computer, and how you can combine both of them, software, editing device, and how to resize and size pictures and how to, just a lot of different things. So this is the thing that's probably going to keep going on forever. So this playlist is going to be here as things change with YouTube. As a lot of people don't know, YouTube made community guideline changes that started on the 25th. So 3 days ago, something drastic happened on YouTube. So let's talk about it. Won't be on super duper long, but I'm gonna come back with another live stream after this. Don't forget to check us out on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. Also, reach out to the email as well. You can DM me on those sites. We got a Facebook group. Have you want to email me if you got a business question, inquiry, sponsorship, or hit me up on social media. All good. I'll hit back at my earliest convenience. Check out our sponsor, Hellblaze, thehellblaze.com. Promo code Goodfellow1Boxing get you 18% off their all natural products with soaps, lotion, foot soaks, bath bombs, deodorant, toothpaste, hair pomade, and the whole nine. So let's talk a little bit about the community guidelines. And I kind of want to be as thorough as possible when going through each part of our YouTube builder playlist and how to build a YouTube channel. And you need to know these things. So let's start talking about it. And let's just go through the basics of their policy, okay? And then I'll tell you about the changes that they made that, you're going to want to know. Okay, let's start. It says, when you use YouTube, join a community of people from all over the world. Every cool new community feature on YouTube involves a certain level of trust. Millions of viewers respect that trust. We trust that you to be responsible too. Following the guideline below help keep YouTube fun and enjoyable. You might not like everything you see on YouTube. If you think content is inappropriate, use the flag feature to submit to review by our YouTube staff. Our staff carefully reviews flag content 24 hours a day, 7 days a week to determine whether there's a violation in our community guidelines. Okay, the community guidelines, here are some of the common sense rules that help you steer clear of trouble. Please take these rules seriously and take them to heart. Don't try to look for a loophole or try to lure your way around these guidelines. Just understand them and try to respect the spirit in which they were created. And nudity is the first one. Obviously, nudity is a no-go. YouTube is not for pornography or sexually explicit content. If this describes your video, even if it's a video of yourself, don't post it on YouTube. Also, be advised that we will work closely with law enforcement and we will report child exploitations. So basically, that's a given. We know can't get naked on YouTube. You can't post sex on YouTube. So if you see some things around here saying we got sex on YouTube or something like that, just know ahead of time it's a scam. Harmful or dangerous content. Don't post videos that encourage others to do things that cause them to get to badly hurt, especially kids. Videos showing such harmful or dangerous acts may be age restricted or removed depending on the severity. I seen a video that Golden Gloves Boxing sent me that a kid was trying some gymnastics and they demonetized that and they took it down and gave her a strike because her kid was trying some dangerous gymnastics, which is safe and gymnastics is not malicious. But just tell you how hardcore they are about certain dangerous things, certain evil Knievel, stupid challenges, and just stuff of that nature. So basically, common sense. Don't try the firecracker thing in a bottle, or don't try nothing dangerous and harmful. YouTube is very anal, very thorough about those things. Hateful content. Our products are platform free expression. But we don't support content that promotes or condones violence against individuals or groups based on race or ethnic origin, religion, disability, gender, age, nationality, veteran status, or sexual orientation, identity, or whose primary purpose is inciting hatred on the basis of these core characteristics. This can be a delicate balancing act, but its the primary purpose is to attack a protected group. The content crosses the line. It goes in a little bit more deeper about that, but basically, no hating on ethnic groups, even though that's a rule that's commonly broken on YouTube. And you can't get into a back and forth. To be honest, YouTube is very, very selective on who they let do certain things, let how they do certain things. Don't do it. Don't get in back and get back and forth of, race baiting, or don't get back and forth what talking about people's religion or attacking their religion. Just stay clear of the religious talk, the racial talk, for the most part, as much as you can. Because it's a double standard on YouTube for certain people, if you catch my drift. Just like it's a double standard on the work world, corporate American everyday life. That same double standard still on YouTube, trust me. Violent or graphic content is not okay for violent or gory content. This is primarily intended to be a shock, sensational, or gratuitous. If posting graphic content in the news or documentary content, please be mindful of providing enough information to help people understand what's going on in the video. Don't encourage others to commit. So basically, commit specific acts of violence. Basically, if you put violent content on there, just pretty much know to elaborate on it. You know what I'm saying? To say, this is a safety issue, working with woo 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 woo, not to do that. So you got graphic content, somebody getting their hand cut off for safety video at work, or for safety video for your channel. Just make sure you let them know what's going on in the video. But I still clear that. Harassment and cyberbullying. It's not okay to be abusive in videos committed on YouTube. If harassment crosses the line into a malicious attack, it can be reported and may be removed. In other cases, users may be mildly annoyed or pretty petty and should be ignored. Okay, so people are, people bullying you, assassinating your character, going out their way and just keep talking shit. You can report that. You know what I'm saying? You can report that. Clean box talk, salute. You can report that. So like I said, if somebody is just consistently pestering you, and you like stop and whatever, you can report them, man. So if you into that type of thing, spam, misleading content, metadata, and scams. Well, spam, misleading content, metadata, and scams. Everyone hates spam. Don't create misleading descriptions, tags, titles, or thumbnails in order to increase views. It's not okay to post large amounts of untargeted, unwanted, repetitive content, including comments and private messages. A lot of these go deeper in detail, so you can just go check out the community guidelines, put it on YouTube. Goes deep in. So basically, let's say Wilder just beat, Joshua, or the Pistons just beat the Lakers, and you say Pistons versus Lakers, full video, but you forgot to put full review or full reaction. You put full video, you can get a strike for that, for misleading stuff. Or you say Wilder versus Joshua full fight, and it's not the real fight. The full fight is just your reaction. That's clickbait. You can get for certain clickbaits, you can get a strike. We'll talk about the new changes to the strike guidelines as well too. So, misleading, spam, and lying stuff. Like when people say, Usain Bolt racist cheetah, live, and you click on it and it try to send you somewhere else, or it's not there, they can get a strike for that. Threats. This is predatory behavior, stalking, threats, harassment, intimidation, invading privacy, revealing others people's personal information, and inciting others to commit violent acts or to violate the terms of use after taken very seriously. Anyone caught doing these things may be permanently banned from YouTube. So, making threats to people, just like it's like a place of employment. Same rules in the place of employment apply on YouTube, and your channel can be terminated and stuff of that nature. So you can't threaten nobody. It's just basically places of employment. And then this last, it's a couple of them that goes on. I'm not going to even continue to harp on them. Copyright, I come right back to it. Privacy, if someone has posted your personal information or uploaded a video of you without your consent, you can request removal of content based on your privacy guidelines. Like somebody taking my voice, somebody taking my video without my consent, or if somebody get personal, you can you can ask them for them, you can get them removed. Impersonation, accounts that establish to personate in other channels or an individual may be removed under impersonation policy. Like when you see a lot of channels make parody accounts, if people really wanted to, they can have them removed. Child safety, learn about we protect the minors in the YouTube ecosystem. Also be advised that we work closely with law enforcement and we report child endangerment. That don't need no, they got additional policies. But let's go back to the copywriting policy. We respect copyright only upload videos that you made or you that you have authorization to use. This means don't upload videos you didn't make or use content in your videos that someone else owns the copyrights to, such as music tracks, snippets of copyrighted program, or videos made by other users without necessary authorization. Visit the Copyright Center for more information. So that's all the community guidelines right there. They have a couple other ones in there as well you might want to get familiar with. But before you start anything, when they give you that work handbook, this is the same thing. They give you a manual of the community guidelines. You got to abide by them. The copyright is very, very um, sensitive, and I will do more talks about what you can and what you can't use. YouTube do offer copyright-free library of background music you can use. Most of the time, in a small 10 to 15, 20-second intro video, you can use specific music. I use copyright-free music or royalty-free music. Some royalty copyright-free music you can't use in the background. You only can use it in the intro of the video. So you have to be specific about background copyright-free music if you want to play music in the back of your YouTube video. If you play the wrong music or you play a Plies or a Jeezy or a Migos song without consent from them, you can get a strike and a community guideline strike, and it can be removed. People get copyright strikes and copyright notices all the time. Got to know the difference. You might get a notice of a copyright. Oh, this is a copyright. You can't use this. And they'll demonetize your video and demonetize it completely. Yellow means you still can monetize by some, and I'll explain this a little bit later. You still can monetize by some advertisers, like with the blue eye with the line through it, no monetization at all. And when they do copyright strikes, me personally, if I get a copyright strike for like I didn't know about the royalty free music before, that on some royalty copyright free music can't be used in the background. When I get that copyright thing, I delete the video. So I don't have to worry about it again. If they be like, okay, they might go deeper in it and they might give you a strike. They say that sometimes the analytics come up and they're notified. YouTube has a system when you pay music that's not copyright free in your background in your music, they will let you know. And I just delete those videos. I mean, that's the best thing to do so you don't have to deal with it later on, have any corruption going on with your channel. So if they monetize you, now if it's nothing, it's nothing, go ahead and let it ride. But 9 times out of 10, if I get a copyright notice for one of my videos, it might be a video I did 2-3 years ago. I just delete it. You know what I'm saying? You have to know the difference between background copyright free music and then music you use in your intro. It's very, very important. You know what I'm saying? Very important, especially if you want to monetize. And let's get into the monetization rules. Monetizing is very, very important. And they have a different set of rules that they apply to kind of to the community guidelines. But before we get into that, let's talk about the community guidelines. I forgot the changes that they made. They made changes today that when you get a strike now, used to get a strike, and if you got 3 strikes in a 90-day period, your channel was terminated. If you get 3 strikes, talking about the community guidelines, in a 90-month period, your channel gets demonetized. Now go get familiar with these things. But now, if you get a strike, you get a warning. So you don't get it, you don't get in trouble. So if you make it through that warning, I believe, but double check, they got a whole video on it. If you make it through that 90-day warning period, then you get another strike. After the 90-day warning, I think you get another warning again. But if you get a warning and then in that 90-day period, you get in trouble again, that's a strike. You get 3 strikes in a 90-day period, your channel get terminated. You can always appeal your strikes. So you get a strike for community guidelines. making hateful, on anything we went over with. I don't have to go over anything we just talked about in the community guidelines. If they deem that to be, a breaking the community guideline, they can give you a strike for it. You get a warning first, then you get 3 strikes, and then you out. Every 90 days, your strike fall off. When you get a strike, they suspend your channel for a week now. You get another strike in that 90-day period, they suspend your channel for 90 days. They go for live stream. So it's no more you got a strike for live streaming, you out for 90 days. No. You get a week out of live streaming, you get a week out in general. You can't post for a whole week. You know what I'm saying? You get in trouble again, you can't post for 2 weeks. You get a third strike in the 90-day period, your channel is terminated, but you always can appeal your strike. So, like I said before, they trying to work with us. Before you got a strike, you was done for 90 days, for live streaming for a strike. So it's good that you stay away from the controversial shit, and you do like a lot of other channels do. If you want to talk about race, you want to talk about politics, build your base up. If you want to talk about racism or you want to, anything that's fickle or that's walking that line, you want to do pornography. I don't know what you want to do. But if you want to do anything that's breaking that community guideline, the best thing you can do is take it to Patreon. Patreon is designed for creative users to get funded by other people, so people can fund you for your stuff that YouTube deems harmful. So you can just take it to Patreon, and I charge $2 a month for my Patreon because I'm not really trying to make money off of it. It's just that it gives me where I can talk how I want to talk, raw and uncensored and explicit, and about topics that I can't talk about on YouTube. So I take them to Patreon, and I charge people an additional $2 per month. My Food for Thought Hood series, YouTube didn't like that. They demonetized a lot of them. I take it to Patreon now. $2 a month. It's not breaking nobody's pocket. That's what I do. Some people say, okay, they get people to go to Patreon. They say I got exclusive interview with LeBron James. Join my Patreon. Go to the exclusive interview, then join to Patreon. You get exclusive content. You get to ask questions to certain boxers, certain athletes people got access to. People use Patreon for African G. Salute, my brother. A long time no see. Appreciate it. People go to Patreon to post stuff that they can't post on YouTube, or they go to Patreon to get additional funding because YouTube cut the funding a couple years ago. You know what I'm saying? They took a larger piece of the pie because they lost 2 contributors because they didn't have a monetization rule, and people and company ads were popping up on racist channels or fickle talk. Talk that really wasn't approved to be monetization. So, like I said before, be how can I say? Be everybody friendly. Be from baby to 100 years old friendly users. Be free to be friendly. If it's too explicit, especially before you monetize, just don't be cussing like that. Just don't come up. Don't talk about Trump. Don't talk about politics. Don't talk about women. Hey, leave that talk for Patreon. Build your base up, and then you get people to Patreon. But one of the hardest things to do is to get people to jump from one platform to another platform. And I'll talk about that for a minute, but I eventually get to it. And I talked about it in the first episode we did. I put episode 2. I mean 1. I mean we on part 2. My bad. Let me change that real quick. We on part 2. But yeah, getting people to jump to one platform to another, that's one of the hardest things to do. And I had that issue. Getting my Facebook, I started off on Facebook, and I do episode probably on this next. I'll probably squeeze one in one time this week. I started off on Facebook, doing YouTube stuff on Facebook, gathering news, posting news, sharing it to Facebook groups. Then I started doing videos and posting it to Facebook groups. So I started a YouTube channel. I had more of a following on Facebook than YouTube. I got to like 3,000-5,000 people on Facebook following me. So what I did, me personally, was the videos I posted on YouTube, I posted the video straight to Facebook, and people say, well, that's taking a loss. People look at it as it's taking a loss. I didn't look at it was taking a loss. I looked at it as I put my video on Facebook. I tell people where they can find it at. I put the YouTube link and a full video on Facebook. I shared it. People like what they heard. Some people click the YouTube channel. They follow me. After a while, I didn't have to post it no more. People knew I was on YouTube. You know what I'm saying? But I posted every now and again. I posted one of my videos, my fight breakdowns. People click on YouTube, so I transfer my Facebook fan base to my YouTube. So it's really not that hard. It's a challenging process. It's hard to transfer from YouTube to Twitch or YouTube to Patreon, it takes time, it takes patience, it takes persistence. You have to be persistent on anything you do on here. YouTube is sometimes that, man, I've been 3-4 days without getting a subscriber at one point building up. You just got to stay with the flow. You got to keep hustling. You can't get discouraged about how many people watching your live stream. You can't get discouraged about how many people watch your video. It's just building up clout and building up good material. If you got good material, you got quality material, people will come. But it's about being consistent and giving good amount of content. I would say a good amount of content for a YouTube channel, and I'll eventually do more episodes on this. I say for me, 3 uploads a day it may be a lot for some people, but really not. 3 uploads of 5 to 7 minutes a day or 5 to 10 minutes a day, it's not a lot. Once you look at it and if you learn how to do it, it's not a lot. It's just giving. It depends on what you want to talk about. But to talk about the rules for monetization to close it out, monetization rules are different. They kind of run hand in hand with the community guidelines, but they really don't. Because even though you could be talking about politics, you could be talking about women, and you don't get a strike, or you could be talking about music entertainment, you could be talking about being in the penitentiary, you could be talking about gangs and drugs. If you if they review your channel when it's time to be viewed by monetization people, they can not monetize your channel. While you see a lot of channels that's not monetized. Once again, you want to be user friendly on YouTube, and if you want to get gangster and grim, take it to the Patreon, take it to a podcast, because eventually you can start grossing off a podcast. Go to iTunes, get approved on iTunes, and pretty much you can talk how you want to talk. It's other ways to talk that politics, talk about women. It's other ways to do that. You can do podcasts, you can do a Patreon. All these things ran hand in foot. You can go live on Twitter, you can go live on Facebook. All these things go hand in hand. Monetization, you want to be friendly to from ages 1 to 100. You want to have content that the kids can listen to. You want to be commercially friendly, because the ads are what pays for you to get paid in monetization. So you want to have user-friendly content. The best content you can do is good, clean parody videos. I see that's good. Comedy videos are very, very popular amongst the YouTube community. Sports is very, very good, especially if you don't curse a lot and you very formal, you clean. Music entertainment is good if you're just not getting too messy and cussing. All these things are good platforms to roll off of and good things to go off of. If your daughter like to dance, or you want to dance with your daughter, y'all want to do dance routines, you want to show people how to cook, DIY videos are huge. How to cook, how to fix cars, how to dance, how to install a TV mount, how to install a motor mount, cell phone reviews, headphone reviews, electronic reviews, all good, clean quality things you can do. You can do to how to do a baby shower, all that type of stuff. How to set up a wedding. Those are all great things to do where you don't really go down that slippery slope. So you want to remain advertiser friendly. You want to look at this as a job interview for advertisers. So you don't want to be here, mother effer, b-hole, you don't want to get into all of that. You don't want to get into showing graphic or talking about sex or talking about all that. You want to remain user friendly. And with that YouTube monetization change, where now they deem if it's not good or is it good, it's different. Now, when we get deeper into the monetization episodes I'll tell you, the appeals process for if they demonetize your video wrongly, it happens. Sometimes they figure it out days later and they go back green on its own. Or sometimes you got to do a manual review. You only get one manual review if you under 1,000 views. Once you get to 1,000 views, you get as many as I can't remember how many reviews you get, but I think that reviewer wants to get to 1,000. So we continue to talk about it, but get familiar with the community guidelines and remain user friendly. I'm gonna move on to the next episode of I think I do NBA 101 next. Give me a minute. Let me drink something real quick, and I'm gonna go live again. Appreciate it. This part 2. If you missed part 1, check out the YouTube Community Builder part 1. That's in the playlist. It's in the YouTube playlist, YouTube Builder playlist. I got on my playlist. I got a ton of playlists. NBA, NFL, and stuff of that nature. So just go ahead and make sure you review the community guidelines, and remain 100% user friendly from ages 1 to 100 and whatever it may be. People getting old this time. Remain user friendly. Take your explicit content or your borderline, content to the Patreon, podcast, and other platforms. But I appreciate everybody for checking in. We're gonna continue to do one more of these this week, and I'm gonna move on to my next show. Y'all know what it is, man. CJ Goodfellow, Goodfellow Sports TV. We gone.